My eyeball process part 10. This is eyelids. This is a prototype design, just something simple. You have 3 servos controlling eye movement left, right, up, down, and the eyelids itself. Now I'm fabricating the supports. This will hold everything from eyelids, eyeball, and the servos. Now, the size of this whole mechanism is somewhat large. Now, this would be really good for a large creature head, but I mainly designed this just for testing, just to see if this works. Later, I will design a single L bracket supporting 2 eyeballs and 2 sets of eyelids, and it will be somewhat smaller and having cables coming from the eye and the eyelids to the servos. I've cut down these bolts. These bolts have a hole drilled through at the end, and these act as the eyelid supports. In this way I can adjust the height of the bolt itself to allow the eyelids to come down or up. I use a dental lathe to do all this metal work. It's just simple grinding away certain areas, certain pieces, making servo supports or the eyelid supports. I just simply flatten and cut away the threads on the bolt. This way I could drill a hole through the metal, and that gave me the support for the eyelids. I like fabrication. I like trying to design these mechanisms smaller and tighter. And you could use smaller servos than what these are. These are mini servos. They are micro servos, but I just simply install them into their individual slot. Now, the eyelids are made out of dental acrylic, and mainly how I got this to work is in the previous my eyeball process videos, I simply casted a stone eye instead of a plastic or a dental acrylic eyeball, and I just applied the dental acrylic onto it to make an outer shape of eyelids. Now, I've been looking for some tubing, metal tubing, 1.25 inch, somewhat thick, or a metal spacer, something I can do a metal support eyelid. This way it would be more secure that I could just flow the dental acrylic, support it to the metal ring itself. Now you can get this large L brackets. You have your 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch to inch, all the way up to 2 inch L bracket, and it works really well, especially when designing supports for servos. This is the 25 Servo Controller from Endurance RC, and I'm really impressed with this controller. You have your power connection, plus and minus, and this adapter plug comes from Radio Shack, and then you just snap on a power supply. This was also purchased from Radio Shack. The controller comes with a USB it's quite simple. And this is what I like about this controller. Just snap in place and connect the USB and your servos. You must upgrade your software from Brookshire's VSA 4.0 to get this controller to work. Here I'm demonstrating some eyelid movement, but here I ran into a problem. Servo 2, this controls the left-right eye movement. It was in a bind. It was bumping up on the inside of the eyelid. So I removed it and cleaned it up. So now I have all movements, left, right, up, down, and eyelids. Once again, I'm using Brookshire software VSA. I did this small routine here. It probably took about 10 minutes to make, and I'm looping it. I really enjoy making these little projects and hope it helps others. I really love making these things. I enjoy the animatronics and the robotics. Sometimes it can be very stressful, but it is a stress reducer when you see the results. Once again, this is a test just to show simple mechanics and what you can do. Later I will design the two eyelids brackets, and I'll more likely use more cable than I will rods, but that's more to come later. I hope this helps. Thanks.